Hi everyone, in this video we are learning about slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. Okay, so for this first problem, the price of large cheese pizza is $7. Each additional topping costs $1. Write an equation for the cost of the pizza. Okay, so the cost of the pizza, this is a problem we've seen several times, is going to start at $7, but it's going to be an additional $1 for every topping. So if it were one topping, then the cost would be $8. Okay, so writing this in slope-intercept form, we can write this as y equals 1x plus 7. And understanding that this 1 here is our slope, or the rate of change, it's the rate that the cost goes up at a cost of $1 per topping, and the 7 is the starting cost. So we could say that m equals 1 and b equals 7. So the key concept is the number attached to the x is our slope, and the other number is the y-intercept. So in the first problem, okay, so our slope attached to the x is a 5. The y-intercept is the other number, which is -2. In the next example, our slope attached to the x is -1/2. Our y-intercept is the other number, 2/3. The last example, the slope attached to the x is -2, and the other number is 1. This question says, what's an equation of a line with a slope of -4/5 and a y-intercept of 7? Okay, so that means that m slope is -4/5 and b y-intercept is 7. So if we have the formula y equals mx plus b, then if we fill m -4/5 in for m, you'll have -4/5 x plus 7. So that's our equation. Y equals -4/5 x plus 7. Next one, what's the equation of a line? Slope 3/2, y-intercept -1. So the slope is attached to the x. So we'll have y equals 3/2 attached to the x for every x, but starting at -1. And that's our equation. In this problem, find the slope-intercept equation of a line for the graph. So here's our graph right here, and we have to come up with an equation in that. Okay, so our answer will be of the form y equals mx plus b, because that's slope-intercept form. Okay, so finding out the slope, we can do that like we had been doing prior problems. So if we pick 2 points and draw in a ramp, then our slope would be going, so it's change in y compared to change in x, and change in y is up 2 and over 1. 2 divided by 1 equals 2. So our slope is 2. It's positive because the line goes uphill. The y-intercept is the place where the graph crosses the y-axis, so that happens at -2 right here. So our y-intercept is -2. So our full equation then, plugging both m and b, because y-intercept is b, this is m, so plugging both of those into the equation, you'll get y equals 2x minus 2 for our final equation. So that equation is the equation of that graph. Find the slope-intercept equation of this graph. Okay, so the slope would be down 2 over 2, so 2 over 2, which is 1, but then the graph goes downhill, so it's negative. So our slope is -1. The y-intercept, so the graph starts at 2. So putting it together, we have y equals -1x plus 2, and we do not need to write the -1, so we can write y equals negative x plus 2 for our equation. This problem, we want to find the equation of the line that passes through the points 2, 1, and 5, negative 8. So two things that we need to write an equation. We need our slope, and we need our y-intercept, which is b. So if we have m and b, we could plug them both into y equals mx plus b and have our answer. Our answer is always y equals something x plus something. We have to fill in those two numbers. Okay, so finding the slope, well, we're given 2 points, so we can calculate it as y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So filling those numbers in, y2 is negative 8 minus y1, 1 over 5 minus 2. So then negative 8 minus 1 is negative 9, divided by 5 minus 2 is 3. So 9 divided by 3 is 3. So our slope is negative 3. Okay, now we want to find the y-intercept b. Okay, so in a table we have coordinates 2, 1. So that's right here on the table, 2, 1. And our slope negative 3. That means for as x increases, the y-coordinate goes down 3. Down 3. So that means that 1 down 3, or take away 3, would be negative 2. Okay, so following that pattern, because we're trying to find the y-intercept, which is this beginning at 0 amount, like we had been doing. So to continue the pattern, we would have to actually add 3 to go up the table. So the pattern would be add 3 at 4 and add 3 at 7. Okay, because the pattern of the y values is down 3, down 3, down 3 for up 1, up 1, up 1, or a slope of down 3 for up 1. Okay, so that means that my y-intercept happens when x is 0. That's what we were always finding in the last chapter. So our y-intercept, or the starting amount, is 7. So writing the equation is down 3 for every x, but it starts, the y values start at 7. And you have it. Let's do another example. So first we want to find the slope. So xy, xy, we have 1, 1, and 2, 2. Okay, so y2 is negative 3 minus y1, which is negative 2, so adding 2 over x2, 1 minus 3. So doing that and finding the slope, negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1, 1 minus 3 is negative 2, and 2 negatives is a positive 1/2. So our slope is 1/2. Then in a table, okay, so here we are at 1, negative 3. I pick the smaller number because then I don't have to go as far compared to going at 3, negative 2, and having to go further. Okay, so filling in this table, so here this number would be negative 3, take away 1/2, so negative 3.5. So filling in this table, we'd fill in a 2 here, then negative 3 plus 1/2 would be negative 2.5, and negative 3 minus 1/2 would be negative 3.5. So checking to make sure it makes sense, negative 3.5, negative 3, negative 2.5, negative 2. So our y values are always going up by 1/2. That means our beginning y value when x is 0 is negative 3.5. Okay, so the full equation would be y equals 1/2 x, but taking away 3/2. So final equation's right there. Graphing equations, first step would be to label m and b. So m attached to the x is 2, and b is -1. So plot b on the y-axis. So we're putting a dot at -1. Then from there, the slope is 2 over 1, because always over 1. So that means that the rise is 2 and the run is 1. So from this point here, we're traveling up 2 spaces and over 1 space. Again, up 2 spaces over 1 space. And we can connect those with a straight line. Graphing the next one. We're starting on 4 on the y-axis. So a point on up 4, and from there the slope is -3 over 1, so that means we're traveling down 3 spaces, right 1, dot. Down 3, right 1, dot. So that dot is right here and right here. And we have our downward sloping line. For the last one, we're starting at -4. We're starting at -4 on the y, which is right here. And from there, we're traveling up 4, right 1. So up 4, right 1, up 4, and right 1 to the next point. We could connect those to have graphed our line. Okay, see you in class tomorrow.